Over the Easter long weekend, beautiful sandstone cliffs of Brooyar State Forest attracted a festival atmosphere as climbers settle into the campsite.
Climbing started probably 45 years ago when the cliffs were first introduced, and my father was actually involved in the council, and as I was a kid I remember the roads being put in and opened up by forestry at the time. Graham's probably one of the pioneers of the area, and I become well known to Graham by accident. Same old story, walking around the cliffs and met Graham, and over the years, well, it's been a lifelong enjoyment to know Graham.
Graham Page. I've been climbing Brooyar since probably about 2002. You have to experience it. It really is one that's hard to describe. Every movement on that climb is just a gorgeous body position, and it's absolutely special. You get a lot of people that complain about the crystal structure. I mean, the bottom line is, if you're struggling to climb that kind of grade, it's going to hurt. But every bit of hurt is worth it on that little baby. Definitely one of the routes here at Brooyar that I could say I wish I had found. Honestly, I find the Queensland climbing community probably a lot more communal. I think being a slightly smaller community in Queensland, I think everyone is a lot closer related. Obviously, you've always got your trad versus sport wars, and I just try not to get caught up in all that kind of crap. Bottom line is, I love my trad climbing, I love my sport climbing. I don't see why there's no room for both of it. A lot of the work's been done here in recent years to upgrade the safety of the cliffs. A lot of money's been spent doing it. I suppose in the art of giving to the community, one would hope also that the community's going to respect the gift and treat it in a manner where it's going to be here for generations to come. Most of the materials have been funded by myself. A lot of the rebolting has been financed in a reimbursement basis from Safer Cliffs, but realistically they're only ever covering the cost of actual material. It's not like we come up here and we get paid to go bolting for a day or whatever. It's very much something we do for the love of it and for the people, basically.
That's really cool.
I just climbed my brother's crack hole girlfriend, 15. It was good fun. I really like Brooyar because of all the diversity and easy stuff and hard stuff. I've been climbing for about a year now, I believe. I joined the cliffhangers this time last year. My first experience with climbing was I went to Kangaroo Point, the cliffhangers as well, and I don't know, probably tried to do something and couldn't get off the ground,
Was it scary for you?
I think I was mostly just frustrated when I couldn't do it for a while.
Yeah.
Good feeling when you get there though. I had my first lead at Brooyar actually, just around the corner.
You get scared a lot, or?
Yeah, I do. It's I try and work on it right now, but not a fan of falling.
And how do you deal with it?
I just work up to doing harder moves. It is really good in Queensland actually. You see a lot of girls cranking really hard, girls sending really hard stuff, and it's really motivating to see chicks sending really cool things, and I'm one day I'm gonna be that good. I'm gonna go to Coolum and send hard stuff. I know faces that I see around and I'm oh, you're cool, I like you. Alright, all good. Just the feeling of climbing something that I didn't used to think I would be able to do, and then touching the anchor is the best feeling ever.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
If you're talking highlining in southeast Queensland, your go-to destination is definitely Point Pure at Brooyar. The exposure you get on the lightning line at Point Pure is something pretty rare and something certainly pretty special. But as soon as you're on that line, the exposure is extremely real. It's all about the focus, one foot in front of the other, all the way to the end. It's always a bit of a relief when the feet are back on solid ground.
Cool. So that one when I fall and I catch a line, I just catch that one.
You don't have to use it, like you'll find this is a pretty short line that you can just grab with your hands, kick your feet over, like, you know, climb back on the back of your calves or whatever, on the back of your legs if you just want to do that.
And that is following me behind?
That will follow behind you, yes.
I like it. Oh my god. Adrenaline is just like pulling my body. I like it. I like it so much.
Yeah, so it's just always scary, and for me, I don't ever get past that scary bit. Like, I don't do it often enough. So to jump back up on the line and to scare yourself, and I don't know, to go through it a bit, you know, and you can go home knowing that it is good. It's been a good day.
I've done it like maybe a dozen times, and every time it terrifies the shit out of me. It's like I've never slacklined, and my brain forgets everything about balance and concentration and scream like a girl and fall off. Well, usually I'll look about, say, 2/3 through the line, and I gauge the ground, and you feel like you know how far you're moving a bit better. Up here, by the time I correct, I'm already falling. It's a mental game. Even though I'll never be as great as people who can really control their emotions and relax and everything, I can still be better for me. The first time I tried it, I sat here for 10 minutes and Dom was trying to coach me out there, and I sat on the line. I just couldn't move. I'm ridiculously nervous, but it's kind of why I'm here. Yeah, it's a beautiful day to cruise along a bit of strapped line above a cliff.
I started when I joined the QUT Cliffhangers, basically a uni club. I had a friend from school who started it, and I joined with him, and I started climbing at Kangaroo Point. So having no shoes and just not knowing what to do, it's always hard for everyone when they start, I think. Started climbing every Monday and Wednesday. I joined the indoor club and took it pretty seriously, got really into it. Got a little bit hurt pretty quickly. At Kangaroo Point I just slipped, and it's called like the skateboard injury, where you put your hands out and brace your fall, and your wrists are really weak and tend to break, and I had to take a whole year off pretty much. But yeah, it's all good now. I just won't do it again, I guess. One of my first experiences, I was climbing with another guy. We were in that situation where I was trying to beat him on grades and we were trying to push each other. Got in a 21, and it was a big deal at the time. It was my first 21 I'd ever tried, and he had to go and he couldn't do it, and then I got on and I pulled the move, and I was super happy, and then we got back down and he had to go and he got it as well, and it sort of just all came together on that day, and it was really awesome. Alright, that's it. Victory whipper. When I first started climbing, I thought 21 was really hard grade, and when I finally got 21, I was seeing people on there like climbing 25s, and I thought that was insane. How can anyone climb a 25? The moves are so hard and whatnot. And then one day I did climb a 25, and that moment was I'm there, and I'm one of those people who's finally gotten there, and that feeling lasted a long time, I guess. More than any other feeling, probably. Say it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you leave in the morning on Friday, get here maybe 10 and 11, head straight to a crag, do a few climbs, warm up, get some good climbs in, then probably head back to camp at maybe 5 or 6. Set up camp, eat some camp food, whatever you got, cans of tuna or beans, and then try and get an early night. Doesn't usually happen. Usually you start the campfire and then everyone's talking and time flies by basically. You look at the stars and there's no light pollution, so just an awesome view and an awesome place, usually surrounded by great people. So, and then the next morning you get up early, eat breakfast, come out and get another hard day and rinse, repeat. Fuck! When I first started, the best thing I had was someone to climb with who was at about the same level as me, and I'm really competitive, so when you have someone, even just one person who's really close in strength and skill and technique to you, it's very easy to really push yourself really hard, and I like the reward of pushing myself hard and pushing grades and doing stuff that I didn't think I could do.
At the end of a hard day's climbing, sometimes it's nice to relax with yoga. Or, if you have more energy to burn, why not acro yoga?
My name's Renee, I'm from Brisbane and I'm 34. I've been practicing yoga for about 15 years. Acro yoga is basically a collaborative partnership. So we always have at least two players. It can be more, but we have a base, someone who's a support, and we have a flyer, someone who's working with the equilibrium and balance. On this sort of relationship, it works a lot on communication, a lot on trust, and very much about finding a balance between two people. In Brisbane at the moment, there's two different streams that have kind of combined. So there are two main training bodies at the moment with acro yoga, and in Brisbane we're lucky enough to have teachers from both. It can be very creative, this form. Basically, you find a way to find balance in different positions with different parts of your body on the ground, different parts of your body on your partner.
It definitely helps you balancing on slab climbing small footholds. It builds some strength and it builds trust between you and your climbing partner. It's pretty intimate both ways. You know, you have to trust your climbing partner during the climbing days as well as during your acro days. And it just takes it to another level.
Yeah, there's actually a therapeutic side too to the acro yoga, and I noticed after some of those hard climbs, particularly Frank likes to tip upside down, and that's something that we do in acro yoga as a way to just decompress the spine and to change your circulation once you've been pumping your arms. So it can be quite a therapeutic balance to the activity of climbing as well. Frank was we've known each other for a long time, and I just suggested that he would be a great bass. But actually, he's a very good flyer as well. I just need a bit more strength.
Yep, I'm Frank Page, I'm from Brisbane and I'm just 50 years old. Just reached my first third of my life, so 2/3 to go.
You're going to be 150?
Yep. You're good at math.
Renee and I train for 1.5 hours, 7 days a week. A lot of climbers think the only way to train is just climbing, but we think that's rubbish. We train for overall fitness and flexibility. This helps me to trust myself and hard moves. Luckily I got some beta watching Gabriel using the toe hook. Once I stuck the toe hook, I tried hand-foot match. Until I found the left-hander on the nose. From there on, it was determination and endurance.
Very good. Very good.
Pipeline is an awesome overhang climb. I love powerful overhang climbs. What do I think of Pipeline?
Oh, pumpy.
The rests are very important. Antoine Musset taught me to rest before clipping. I felt good and skipped the rest spot on the left. The handholds of these sections are very positive. You just need endurance. Once I mentaled to the face part of the climb, I knew I was home free. I had done this part many times before as the ending for Great Divorce.
I don't really go after grades at all, so I enjoy climb or I don't. There are some 18s I can't climb, so I just don't go after grade at all. And either enjoy it, it flows, or it doesn't. That's what I see. As long as I have fun.